Hi, I'm Leslie and welcome to this workout which is all about improving your leg strength so that we don't have any knee problems. As an instructor, one of the most common things that I deal with are people who have already got a knee problem. And if you are in that bracket, please make sure that you take the appropriate advice beforehand so that you can take part in this workout. Otherwise, we're going to get to it and we're going to do a whole workout, which is basically all about strengthening the muscles that are around the knees. And it's not just about building those muscles, it's how you do it. So we're going to focus quite a lot on form and technique. It's a workout that you can do about 2 or 3 times a week. And when you're ready, we're going to grab some dumbbells so we can progress. But if you don't want to use any weights today or any of the bands, feel free to do the whole thing with that. Super important that we do a little bit of a warm-up because we don't want to get straight into it. We want to make sure the warm-up gets those muscles nice and loose before we start. So we're just going to stretch out with some heel digs. So you just take your legs in front and lengthen from heel to toe. So you can just feel those hamstrings starting to work. So we want to loosen them up a bit because you want to go straight in with hamstrings. And then when we're ready, we're going to just switch and take to the side. It's our hips here, taking them out to the side. Because a lot of these moves, we're going to need to improve our strength or build upon what we've got already through the backs of the legs. Now take it back, heel goes down, keep it back nice and straight, that's it. So take it right back here, that's it, nice step back, stepping back, one way then the other, nice and long through the torso. We'll do one more, finish off the set. And then bringing our feet just slightly wider than our hips, nice straight line through the toes, starting to bring the warmth into those big muscles, those core muscles down the front. You take it down and then lift and squeeze. So talking about form, a squat, which is going to be our first exercise, is super important that you do it correctly because you don't want to be taking pressure down onto those joints. Rather, you want to be protecting them by using the large muscle groups through the legs. A couple more here. And last one, bring it up. So we are going to do 3 sets and we are going to start with a quad. So you can progress through each set. I'm going to take some dumbbells and use them in 2 different ways. So if you want to use the dumbbells, go and grab them now, and I'll join you back here in a couple of moments. So if you feel you need to warm up for a bit longer, please feel free to do so. And you can also tag this workout onto the end of a little bit of cardio. So if we're using the dumbbells, because we won't be using them for the first set, make sure they're out of the way. So popping them down on the floor and we're standing with our feet hip distance and a little bit more apart. So we're going to do 10 to 15, so you can either come at the same pace as me, or if you want, you can go a little bit slower. Try not to go any quicker. Okay, so we've got first step, we're going to take it down and lift. So focusing as we take it down, lifting through the chest to come back up. So we want to make sure that we are not looking towards the floor, rather straight ahead. Now let's start to really bring the muscles in through the back as well. Keep going a little lower. A few more to go. For 3, 2, and 1. You're looking to do about 10 to 15 reps, somewhere in between that parameter. It's absolutely fine. Grabbing those weights, remember, keeping those knees soft, lifting up through the chest. This time, weights by the side of the legs. As before, we keep those feet hip and a half. So open up through the chest, especially when you've got the weights by the side. We're going to repeat that same squat exercise. So driving down. Second set, want to see if we can get a little bit lower. As we bring up, remember hips come through. Push down into those heels to lift. Nice straight back, that's it. When you feel warm enough, you can try and get a bit lower. Well, that can be your target over the next few weeks. Let's do a little bit longer here, shoulders back. Lovely work, nice straight back as you lift. Opening up through the chest. Let's do 2 to go. And 1 more. Well done. So if you'd rather do the 3rd set without the weights again, feel free, or keep them here. Want to increase the intensity, you're going to pop them on your shoulders. Keep those elbows tucked in nicely, feet still in the same position. Just check down with the toes that one foot is in front of the other. We want a straight line across the hips. Last set, off we go. Same technique, taking it down, lifting tall. Using the big muscles through the legs as we lift. If you feel you want your feet a little wider, you can take them a little further. That's it, dropping down, lifting tall. So you want to drop to about 90 behind the knees, but if that's too low, you can keep a little higher. If you want to keep to a baby squat, if you're a beginner, we're just coming back from lack of exercise because of one reason or another, take it steady. Break yourself in gently, don't overdo it. If not, aiming for that 90 for 4, 3, 2, you got this. Last one. Well done. So that's our first exercise, the squat. Carefully remove the weights. Let's pop them to the side for the time being, and we'll move on to our next exercise. So our first exercise focused very much on these big quad muscles and also the big glute muscles to help strengthen through the legs and protect the knees. We're going to move a little lower down for our second exercise, which is our calves. And quite often they get overlooked. And we want to make sure that they are nice and strong because not only do they support the ankle joint, they support the knee too and help us find a lot more stabilization through the lower body, which in turn gives us extra support and strength around the knee. For this exercise, you may need something to just hold on to for support, a wall or a chair. So we're going to start just with our feet fairly close together, but they can be together if you want, but I'm going to keep mine just a touch apart, lifting up through the chest. We're going to come up onto our toes. So we're lifting right onto the toes here. That's it, because we want to feel the work radiating into those muscles. That's it. So coming up as high as we can. And then as you come up, you'll feel a little bit of a core brace, and you want to work with that. You want to do the inhale, exhale, lower, inhale, exhale, lower. So lifting up, feeling it equally between both sides, and then we're going to just transfer to the first leg. So second leg can just be hooked behind for stability, and we come up and down, up and down. That's it. So you'll really feel the difference. So when you go onto one leg, you could also do this as a balance exercise and let go for a couple. Otherwise, just focusing on that calf, really getting into it. And you can keep going on as much as you need, up to about 15 reps. Anything between 10 and 15 as before is about the right number. So switching to the second side, hooking that foot behind. And if you want, you can turn around so that you've got the support with the leg. Same arm, same leg. That's it, pushing up. Inhale, exhale, shoulders stay relaxed. Inhale, exhale. Up to the top of the toes. Nice landing on the feet. That's it, really pushing into it. A couple more. And last one. Shake it out. And we shall be moving on to our next exercise. So we'll be using a resistance band for this. If you have got a long one, you can tie it around. I'm going to use a short mini loop band. So when you're ready, go and grab it. If you haven't got any, don't worry, you can do the whole thing with that. See you in a few moments. So we've worked the fronts and the backs of the legs. Now's the time to strengthen down the sides, which is where your IT band runs, and also hip and knee problems tend to unfortunately go hand in hand. So this exercise is perfect for getting into those muscles. So we will use the bands as we progress, but we're going to start without them. So once more, pop them to the side to start off with. So starting to one side, we're going to simply take 2 steps and then take it back. So we take it in a lateral step. So we take it down and lift, and then back and lift. So we're bringing a little bit of those quads back in and the glutes. We take it and take it down here. So you can see my hands are coming in front. I'm using that upper body strength too to help me stand up nice and tall at the end. So once we feel comfortable and got enough space, take it a little bit wider, getting deep into those hips. That's straight out to the side, hip abductors, hip adductors. So we're trying to do anything between 8 to 10 each side. And if you wanted to, if you've got the space, you can cut that in half, but do 4 and 4. Let's do one more, step it down, and then bring it back to our start point. And here we go. So for our next set of 2 out of 3, if you're using a long band, you want it quite tight, never on the knee joint, so higher up. However, if you're using the loop band, you want to do the same thing, get yourself into it. Now, I like to stick the thumbs in to help, and I've got a little short on do's and don'ts with resistance bands. So we're going to start with it here, over our knees, so walk it up so it's not too wrinkled. I want to feel the tension on that band. So we're stepping to the side first to find our start position. So let's think about how we take it in the straight line. So stepping out and in. So you see we've got to keep the legs a little further apart so we can keep the tension there on that band. Now bands come in lots of different resistances, and that's a great way to progress. Going up the resistances, and often you'll find with the legs, the lightest ones are probably a little bit too light and more for your arm work. But if you're new to this, start light, just get comfy with it, comfy with the form. Stepping it in, stepping it wide. Okay, as before, let's try and get a bit deeper into it. That's it. That's it. Low to high, side line, keeping to that side lateral move. And one more to bring it back. That's it. And bring it in. If you've got the longer band, you'll probably want to keep it here for the third set, sorry. Otherwise, we're taking it low with the loop. So as before, we don't want this near a knee, ankle, anything. We want the tightness on the band so that we're going to get the most out of it. So starting from our one side, let's take a step and bring it in. So feet will probably have to stay even wider here, depending on the tension you've got on that band. So step it wide and in, low and high, that's it. Lifting up through the core, well done. Taking it down and up, down and up. So you've got to keep that tension there. We don't want that band to slip towards the joint. Taking it super low if you can. 90 degrees as with the squat, getting lower into it. Lovely job. Keep going, keep going. As before, you want to do about 8 each way or 4, but do 4 steps if you've got space. Let's do one more. Take it down, lift it up, take it down. Last time to bring it back. That's it. Well done. Okay, taking the band off onto our final exercise. So for our final exercise, we are going down to the floor. So get yourselves ready, get yourselves a mat if you need one. If you need a little support for your head, we're going to be lying on our back and lifting into a glute bridge. So a glute bridge brings us full circle back to these muscles in the quads, glutes, and also as we lift up through the calf muscles, making sure that our focus on form is very, very key. So when you're ready, get yourselves into a nice position. Roll yourselves down, and then I always like to do a little setup bridge. So I bring my feet in as tight as I can. Check that I'm not tilting back with my head too far. You want your chin tucked in as if you've got a small ball there. If you go down, you want to make sure that your shoulders are relaxed and see how you just let your lower back melt into the floor. We tilt the pelvis to the left, and this is the point where you want to just check in with those legs. They tend to be a bit too far away, so we have to bring them in so they are underneath our knees. So that's the position we want, because we want to get that down work here, and we're going to add a little bit of lift later on. So then reset here, tilt the pelvis to start, and we're going to lift up into the bridge by lifting and squeezing through the glutes and lifting up here just to the top. And if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, try to just hover rather than touch down. So shoulders stay relaxed, chin stays tucked in. Inhaling, you're exhaling as your technique. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. In through nose, out through mouth. Focusing on squeezing those glutes as much as you can as you lift to the top, pull and brace through the core, pushing down through the feet. Couple more to do, and then we're going to reset on the mat. Try and keep those feet tucked in as much as you can. We're going to come up into the bridge, and we're going to hold it at the top here. So we're just really going to focus on slightly lower down, and feel free to adjust the feet if you feel you need to. Okay, so we're just going to pedal those feet. So we're going to come up, 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 up. So really getting deep into those calf muscles. As one comes down, the other lifts up. That's it. So tucking that chin in, shoulders stay down. Really getting into those ankles and those calf muscles. So keep lifting and squeezing through the bridge. Let's keep going for a little bit longer. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. And reset down on the mat. So again, resetting the core, feeling your back melt into the floor. Belly pushes down towards your spine. Ready for our final one. So we're focusing here on the hips and lifting through the core and the glutes. So at some points we are going to be on one side. So there's a lot of strength going through that leg. Let's just lift the first leg up and reset it down, then the second. So lifting up and down, up and down. That's it. So we're going to do approximately 8 of these, alternating our legs, and then we're going to do 8 singles, first leg. That's it. So you're really going to feel the strength on the grounded foot as we tap lightly on the floor for 3, 2, 1. Let's reset through those hips as we change to the second side. Tap and lift. So by strengthening the glutes, we improve the lower body muscular strength. Putting in, and that will mean that we do not use our knees. We use those muscles, big muscles, for 3, 2, 1 to help us in our day-to-day activities. Inhale, exhale, lower to the floor. From here, push yourselves into a seated position. We are going to take a stretch standing up. So as I said at the start, you can do that workout 2 to 3 times a week, just building upon the strength through the lower body to protect those knees. But super important is to stretch out afterwards. I'm going to show you a quick stretch here, but I've got plenty of other stretches on at Fit to Fabulous. So if you want to check one of those out using resistance bands, please do so. So first off, we're just going to lift the toe and stretch the hamstring. So if you are leaning in, you want to be looking slightly ahead. Don't bring your chin in too close. Breathe into it. Now hands can rest here on mid-thigh, and of course we miss out the knee if we can go a bit lower, or we can reach for the toes. Breathe into it, inhale, exhale, and lift up through the belly button. You want to try and, as we switch second foot, hold each one for approximately 30 seconds. So you might want to just get the hang of these 3 stretches, and then when you're ready, just carry on maybe on the timer. Again, you can move the hands lower just to get the plentiful stretch in to really elongate those muscles so you are not prone to injury. Lifting up. Quad stretches you can do lying on the floor, but I'm standing up, so we're going to do them here. You can hold on to a wall if you want. Bring the leg in. And again, if you find a quad stretch quite tricky, feel free to grab that resistance band to help you get there, and make sure that you're not lifting the hip too high like this. You want to drop it down. You want to try a little bit of balance, take the arm away, or you can lengthen and then just push back, feel the stretch. When you're ready, you simply switch to the second side and find a good strong grip on that foot. You want to have it nice and secure, especially if you're doing this as a balance challenge as well. Shoulders stay back. Inhale, exhale, lift. Really breathe into that stretch. Deep breath in through nose, out through mouth. Okay, back to that first leg, bring it in front. I want you to step the leg back. So we're just going to step it back here, and we're just going to take a little stretch, and then I want you to bend the knees ever so slightly. You'll feel that stretch going deep, deep, deep into the back of the leg. Take care you don't go too far, because this is a really good stretch for stretching out the Achilles. Then switch it over. So you start with staggered feet here, and then you drop the knees down. That's it. Until you feel that you can feel that stretch. Check out the resistance band stretch workout, and don't forget to like or leave me any comments. See you again soon.